Why does it do that to me? Why?
I'm here.
Hi, you guys. Hi.
I'm here. When's that?
Always. She's always away from where she's supposed to be when she's supposed to be there. Hi, you guys. Welcome. We have awesome news today. What a freaking day it was. But we have a couple things to go over before court's in session. Before court's in session, we have some things to say. Nadie, Jennifer the Hooligan, we love you. Thank you for being here, Jen. We know it means the world. Nay, I hope you're feeling better. And there's one of the things we need to talk about right there. Things, people, persons, Punksy, K-Braze, hot coffee. Oh my God. Good evening. It was a day in court, wasn't it? It was something. We are going to get into it. MK. Oh, did I see Smartasses Unite? I love that. Freaking love that.
We typically do.
Aries. Danielle, welcome. Oh, okay. Clean your makeup brushes, girl. I live for that shit. By the way, because I used to sell makeup, here's a fun fact. You don't need any fancy things to clean your makeup brushes with, and do not use Dawn soap. They always tell you, use Dawn soap to clean your brushes. Do not use Dawn soap. Go buy baby shampoo. Best thing for your brushes, because it doesn't release the glue. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the glue that Dawn goes after the glue in the brush. Just sidemark, MK, roll with me on this one. But yeah, fun fact: use baby shampoo for your makeup brushes, and then once you have done that, spray with rubbing alcohol just to spread. Hi, Jen Lou. We are once again the opening act for Miss Lou this evening because she gonna bring it. Mm-hmm. I know it. But a couple of things really quick we wanted to cover that are super important. Number one is today is actually Punksy's birthday.
Happy birthday,
please wish one of my very good friends a very happy birthday. She's a pillar of this community. You all know her. She is working on her channel. I need everybody to go subscribe to Punksy if you haven't. She had toyed with going live. She's still working on some things. But more than anything, we're here to support her. We love her, and we wish her the happiest of birthdays. MK getting all those makeup brushes clean, right? oh, the tidbits I have. Secondly, okay, so happy birthday to Punksy. We love you. I will do you all the biggest favor I know and not sing to Punksy. I do not want that held against me again. And I actually like you guys, so I will not be singing. If I didn't like you, though, I'd howl at the moon and sing my little heart out to her. And I probably will and send it to her privately, but I will not do that publicly. Second of all, hey, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? You guys, we have
What?
memberships. We have memberships. We do have memberships. Now,
You can find
oh,
the
look at
link.
that. I said howl at the moon. And
The
I get
first
an
one
A.
to the first one to find the membership link, mobile membership link, gets a free membership. I can't
Honest to
remember.
God. We do. So I wanted to explain those really quick to you guys because they're important to us. Membership links are not just, the membership is not just supporting our channel. I love that. And I'm so grateful. And you kill me. Hi, CB Cal. I didn't say hi to you. Hi, love. It's not just supporting our channel, which it is doing that, by the way. And we thank you for that 1,000%. We want to give something back to you guys, though. So the different levels, the first level's, supporting our channel. And we tried to keep it within reason because, we ain't all that in a bag of chips. Our research is, but we may not be. So, you get, I'm working on the emojis. I did get one emoji. Of course, it had to be Marilyn. Marilyn Monroe had to be my first emoji. So we do have that. And there will be others. I do have some really great ones that we were talking about. Oh my God. Thank you, Nay.
Nay.
First member. Oh, of course she's a first member. Why not? Right? Why wouldn't she be? God love her. God bless you, Nay. So the 3 levels are as follows. Oh, Jen Lou's got instructions for you, LFT.
Okay.
So the first level is supporting our channel, and we do appreciate that. Second level gets you a little bit behind the scenes stuff. Like you get to see some of our work, and we, of course, do our members only lives. Third level is we wanted to offer something a little bit different and a little bit special to people who actually wanted to see our work. And that is, if you join the 3rd tier level, we'll Zoom with you. You can see how we do our work, what we do, and we'll show you some of our work. Will I say we'll show you all of our work? No. But we might. You never know. If we're feeling generous, we might. But if you so decide to support our channel, we're very grateful. You're not obligated. We just love having you here. We are super grateful for every single person that comes in and watches. I don't want to talk anybody out of memberships, but also I want to say that we're just really grateful. Oh, you get Zooms anyway. You get Zooms anyway, Miss Nay. But yeah, 3rd tier does get Zooms, and we're gonna do depending on how many people are interested, if they're interested, do maybe a weekly Zoom where you get to ask us questions, see our work, see where we're coming from, get some behind the scenes stuff that's pre-released. You might get your hands on something before we release it. So that's how we're looking at it. It's not just supporting our channel, but also it's you guys contributing to the work that we do too. We want to make sure that you're holding us accountable and we're producing. Aries, thank you so much.
Okay. I'm trying to I'm doing the following Jen Lou's instructions right this second, and I'm sending out to 3 different Google accounts at the same time. Hold on, I'm so sorry. I'm grabbing it real fast.
No, you're fine. Take your time. So anyway, we did want to announce that because we are. I don't want to say I'm going to say we're a little bit proud of ourselves because we've been doing this now for 2 years and have not monetized. And it's only been in the last couple of weeks that we decided that we should. not every single case or video or live will be monetized, because when we start talking about kids and things like that, I won't do it. I won't monetize. Murdaugh, hell yeah. But we also want to give something back. Also, we have some merch coming out. We've got some t-shirts and stuff like that. Oh my God, MK, thank you so much. Holy cow. Thank you, sir.
Oh my gosh, I'm missing everything because I echo whatever Tia's saying.
We have another member.
Oh,
MK. Damn it, Janet. That's my favorite. I need a link.
See the screen.
Thanks, Jen Lu, for that. Thank you. They'll run ads regardless. Nobody will judge you. Oh, people judge us all the time. It's okay. You can be judgy. We still love you. But thank you to our new members. We really appreciate you very, very much. But also, we're going to do t-shirts. We're not doing t-shirts and mugs to make some money. What we do with that money will be put aside and we'll be giving back to you guys. CB Cal, thank you.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Where is this? All right, go to the far.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much. Jane Doe. So we have that. Whatever money is made, and believe me, when we did the t-shirts, we did, I think the only amount of money we make afterwards is 50 cents. But that's cool because we're going to take that 50 cents and we're going to put it into something and do, like, you know, maybe a t-shirt giveaway for people, or donate it to whatever you guys want, you know, but you get to decide.
Jen Lu, I think mine's broken. Chuck, thank
you so much, you guys, for joining it. MK, you are amazing, 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 and I thank you. I really do.
Oh wait, maybe this is it.
Here she goes. She's still working.
Is it the invite viewers to join your channel, or is that just our? Someone tell me what this the. Oh my God.
Oh, I gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. That was amazing. That is so cool.
So nice. Okay.
Where's the link for iPhone? Punksy, we don't know where the link is for shit yet. Okay. It's day 1. It's like 3 hours in. I don't know. I should be buying you links, love. Oh my God. So while LFT is working on that,
it's never going to happen. You do realize this, right? Like, I'm never going to.
MK has actually been amazing. And I don't know if you guys know this, but has been going around to the community and supporting many, many people. We love that. He has been super helpful to us as far as ammunition and position, which we're going to be talking about tonight. CB Cal says she can only join memberships through Chrome and desktop mode through iPhone. So maybe that.
Every time I was trying to do desktop mode on my iPhone, it would just normally, you know, when you get that option, like it opens in Safari, and then at the top it's like, do you want to view in the app or whatnot? It just took me. It kept opening every time to directly to the YouTube app.
Hey Seth, how are you? Welcome in. Welcome in.
Maybe I should probably get out of this before I accidentally disable our memberships.
Nadate, truth bomb right there. Truth bomb. They were dropping. Everybody's been so helpful. Everybody's been so helpful. Punksy, welcome. Oh my God, you guys. So, what'd y'all think of court today? Put a 1 in chat if you think it was one of the better days. Do you think he's going? You should know this. What did you didn't miss anything yet? You didn't miss anything yet. We just got here. We just got here, friends. Do you think it was a good day in court? You think he's in trouble yet?
Oh, I think
you were in a cough medicine induced coma. I hope you're feeling better, Nay. It's a good day. I think our friend's in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Hi,
I
proud
noticed.
grandma too.
It was nice to see Mr. Harpootlian up there, taking the reins for a couple minutes again and giving Griffin a break.
Oh Jesus, Jim Griffin. First of all, there's so many.
He's like, how many times do I have to get fouled till I get out of this game? He's like, I'm doing everything I can to get out of this.
Yeah. We appreciate you, CB Cal. You have actually helped us a great deal. And that's one of the things that I love is when people can come in and offer advice or help us and say, don't know about that, or disagree with us, or what have you. I just like you that, you guys are part of the conversation. That's what means the most. I'm sorry to hear about Bruce Willis.
Oh, yeah, I saw that earlier. The dementia. Oh, yay. Okay, I'm getting back. I'm stopping playing on this and going back into our Murdaugh files. Because I am having little to zero success in terms of even opening my own link. Okay, so I think Tia's talking to the dog. Hey, Delana. And hi to everyone in chat. And I really do echo everything Tia said. I was just looking at a different screen, trying to figure out how to get a membership link. Wait, so.
And stay out. Sorry. I was fighting with a 4-pound Chihuahua who was winning. I just want you to know he was winning. Delana, thank you. What did I miss? I'm so sorry.
Gotta support my girls. How are you feeling, Nay? Watch me, Nay Nay.
I was wondering if she was going to say it. Yeah, make sure you have your gifts turned on in case a nice character like our friend MK. We are all the True Crime Mafia. Hell yeah. We're doing Murdaugh Mafia. I called that last night. I was like, the Murdaugh Mafia is where it's at. All right, so today, we had talked about last night, and I'm going to let LFT really, I'm going to let her take over when it comes to this stuff because she was so good last night and today. But last night we had some discussion with Kate Does Crime about the trajectory of Paul, where he was lying, how he was shot, where he was shot. We were trying to figure all that stuff out. I love the Marilyn Monroes. Thank you, guys. And today, Doctor was on the stand and went through everything. And kind of, thank you, Nay. That was really kind. Thank you. Oh my gosh, yay! Proud mom of 2 got one. Yay! Sorry, I'm getting messages and I wanted to be on focus. So last night we were talking about Paul and his position, where we thought the person of the suspect might be, the barrel of the gun, all these things we were talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was 2 a.m. and we held a hell of a conversation. If you want some great insight that we got from MK, from Kate, from everybody that was in our chats, go back and watch that live. There was a lot of people that were really helpful to us in explaining to us what they thought happened. And then today the doctor came on. Dr. What's his name? Oh, sugar snaps.
Oh. If you hadn't have asked me.
Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was about to say Mr. Kenneth. Like we can call him what? Chief? You can call me Chief. Or
you can call me
Doctor
Ray.
or
Hi, criminality. T. Yeah. Welcome in, Teresa. Part of the Murdaugh Mafia right there.
Hughes. Well, this last name Hughes, that's it. Kenny Hughes, right?
I don't know. I just heard him say you can call me professor, doctor, chief, officer. I mean, you can basically call him anything you want to. It seemed like he'd answer to it. So it was kind of like our friend Roger Dale, who was like, you can call me Dale, you can call me Roger, you can call me anything you want. I was like, what? All right. But he went through and described what his findings were. And I was, forget the pun, blown away. But I really was. Because some of the stuff I was like, okay, I had that right. I get it. And then some of the stuff I was like, wow, I had that so wrong. Now I understand. Did you guys watch it? Let's talk about, I don't want to get it. I know John Lou's going to talk about this too, so I don't want to step on toes, but I do kind of want to talk a few minutes about that. And what your thoughts are, because I need to know what everyone, the button shows, does the button show blue when you accept the gift? It should be green, I believe. You got to grab some timestamps. I'll be listening. Okay, awesome.
I think when you click on it, either on your phone, I've never done it from a computer, but when I click on my phone, like to allow it, like tap the gifts, and then that little message pops up, I just tap it, and I think you're right, it goes to blue.
Okay.
Is that right?
All right.
That's what you said. I think that's correct. That's how I did it.
Where did it go? Where's my friend? Where is... So I know everyone's going to talk about the full confession that was made today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Alec.
Yeah.
Oh, Alec.
I think is it idiot savant? Like, what is the term that we're looking for?
I got a term, but I'm just choosing not to use it right now. I mean, this guy really just unfreaking believable. And I am going to show you. I'm going to share a screen for 1 second because I think that this, when I went to pull this up, I think this shows, like, just look at the faces here. That's all I'm going to show you. From Law and Crime today. Look at Alec's face. It's just so freaking beautiful. Look at this guy. Just watch his face. He's listening. I'm not even going to play it because I just want you to see the expression on the faces. Like, he's shaking it. Yeah, buddy. That's when I knew it was going to be a good day. Right there. Just that picture.
I'm surprised there aren't bottles of like Tums and stuff all over that table. Like, just choking back antacids.
The color withdrawals from his face.
Hooligan.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Thank you so much, Jen the Hooligan.
Someone gets a Zoom. Green is my color. It's my signature color.
Pink is your signature color. Green is your happy color.
That's very true.
Green is my color. Thank you so much. Thank you. But I did want to I thought this was kind of interesting. Just the color draining from Alec Murdaugh's face. Dick Murdaugh, as I like to call him. Dick Murdaugh. Richard Alexander.
I don't care what you call him.
I like Dick Murdaugh. And this guy was just so, I loved it. I loved every second of it. But position of Paul's body was really interesting today to me. What are your thoughts on that?
Man.
Based on what we talked about, can you go back and talk about just for a second what we talked about last night, and then it'll lead into today?
Yes. So we showed some image. I mean, can we go through it now?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Okay. By the way, I just got a message from somebody, and that is my very favorite picture of Marilyn Monroe that you just sent. That is my very favorite picture. Thank you. You know who you are. Hi, Rhiannon. Nice to see you. Welcome in. Thank you so much.
Okay. Hold on. Let me
Go right ahead
find.
whenever you're ready. And holy crow, Seth,
What happened?
thank
Oh
you
my God, that's
very
it.
much.
I've got to get the other screen. Oh my gosh, Seth, thank you. That's so kind.
You guys, I'm like, I have goosebumps. You have no idea. I am so grateful. Seth, that was amazing. Thank you very much for your kindness and your generosity. We appreciate it. We appreciate you, and we appreciate that donation very much.
Slight trigger warning. Just, I know we've all seen the body cam and stuff, but just in terms of zooming in on things, just fair warning. I think
we're going to attempt to not go into close, which is one of the reasons why I was slightly okay with doing it last night, late at night, but it is what it is. Trigger warning, if you do not want to see Paul's position, I recommend maybe you find another channel. Hi, Maurice. There is a membership link. I don't know where it is. I'm still learning, but thank you so much.
Jen Lou sent us the screenshots, and I do, for the record, so I just want it to be known, I was in the right spot looking. I just don't think that link has like come up in our studio yet. Like we're just waiting.
If you go, yeah, if you're on a laptop,
yeah,
she does a better with criminality. Thank you, Delana, for sharing that. And if you go, if you go to our homepage, you'll see the join button there. And you are welcome to join us. Like I said, there's different levels, and we're gonna give back. It's not just supporting the channel, but we work for you guys, and we want you to see what we're doing. This isn't a gimme. This isn't a money grab. This is us as a team all working together. And if you donate to us, then you get to see what we're doing, because I think that's only fair. In my opinion. I'm not out to buy a new car.
I agree.
I'm here to continue true crime and work. So you go right ahead. Say what you have to say, Miss Madam.
I'm trying to share my screen. I should have brought the second screen over here, and I didn't. All right. Okay. Hide this. Okay, so we started last night. Okay. How did we get into this? It was because I'd come across, I noticed that I could see Paul in the body cam footage. And when I saw him like on the ground.
Hell yeah, we can do that, MK. Thank you. Look at you, beautiful. Thank you for becoming a member. You guys, this is so
I'm literally
cool.
about to like sign out and come back in with my second screen because I'm missing everything in the chat because I'm not.
We just got Maurice as a new member. This is so sweet, you guys. You guys have made my night. Just the support.
Yes,
I'm telling you, just the support and coming in here makes us so damn happy. You have no idea. And then to see like people like Teresa and Jen Lou that come in and support us, just to thank you. You guys, thank you so much. Go ahead, LFT.
So I was going back through the body cam of when law enforcement arrived, and I was just kind of watching it, and I noticed I could see Paul. I'd already found Maggie prior, but I really didn't know until that longer body cam footage came up how much we can see him. And it just helped me get a better idea of his positioning. And this is right when they're getting there. I believe this is Officer Green's body cam. It's like shortly after he'd taken removed the shotgun from Alec. So this is I'm assuming they have not touched him. And then I was just trying to give you an example to show like where he is, because that's the edge right there of like the concrete platform. So that would line up to like right here. It's not clearly, I did not measure and get them side by side, but to give you an idea of like where he was and to try to understand what, all the experts have been describing to us. And so this led us down a rabbit hole But then we did, hold on one second. I started looking at this again today, going back through it. And I think we were all on the same page last night in terms of the angle and the positioning of the weapons. Of the shooter or the pew-pewer. I don't.
It's fine.
You know.
Hi, crime sleuthin'. Come in,
It was
beautiful.
I just had thought.
Sorry,
Oh,
I am being so rude to you right now. I apologize, you guys.
No, it's fine. So I had originally thought, and I just wanted to clarify this because I think this will help explain what I was saying last night, because I was kind of confused at first. I still agreed on the angle of the gun. I had the shooter approaching in a different manner. And because I kind of had envisioned Alec being down here. Can y'all see that on my?
Yes, we can.
Is the mouse moving at all? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I was kind of envisioning Alec coming up from this direction, somewhere in this, like between, just in this area, but walking up this way, because Paul's up here in the feed room. And so I kind of envisioned him walking up, and then it was like he would turn, veered, Alec would, turn to his left to be able to hit, it would still put him, we were correct in terms of like the barrel of the gun and the angle, I believe. I just had him approaching. This is where I apologize if I confuse people, because I believe now I am incorrect. I think he approached, obviously, from over here, or he was either like, because I realized, by the way,
yeah.
Bubba is in this. I believe Bubba's in the first kennel, and in an earlier one, I think I have the picture of it as well. I think I see Cash down here further. In one of the, if you watch the video closely, you can see a little dark figure moving in one of the kennels, and I believe that one is Cash. And so my thought was like, I was thinking that Paul was like in the kennel right next to the feed room originally. I just had it wrong in terms of their positioning. It actually, I think Alec was closer to the feed room originally, like in that video of Paul's that we saw when he's yelling for Bubba to come, because that would put Bubba up closer to, Bubba's kennel. And remember, the chickens are over here, all that crap. So I just wanted to clarify, because I do think we were all, I think, accurate in terms of what we were thinking in terms of the shotgun or the angles of the trajectory and all that fun stuff, or not fun stuff, but intriguing stuff.
Right.
But unfortunately, I apologize if that was confusing, because I just thought Alec had kind of snuck up through here and then boom, hit here, and then because here's Maggie right here. And to give you an idea of how close they were, that's why I actually did this picture, because this is someone's body cam, and Maggie is right here, and this is where Paul is in relation to her. So it was a better view of the proximity. And then what else do we have? Well, my computer, you can see how close she was. We know where she was, but I just realized how close she was right there to like the sandy dirt area, like under the hanger. And then I noticed her flip-flop.
Yeah. And she is face down.
And she's face down. But it just helped me to understand like how close she, like that. I purposely did this one. I'm sorry if it's blurry, but to give you an idea of just how close she was to, she was close to the hangar, and that solo dog house is right over here.
The lean-to shed, yeah.
Yeah, that gives you a better idea too. And here, because that's her, and there it is.
Did you want to share some of the doctor's testimony today?
Sure, but I didn't want to. Would that mess up Miss Jinlu? There, okay, see Paul's right here. Like you can see where they're blurring because they're standing right here. And there's Maggie. Again, just to give you a different idea of the angle and how, so we've seen it from standing over by Maggie looking at Paul. And now if you're standing over by Paul, that's where Maggie is. So it really isn't.
Good night, Seth. Thanks again. We appreciate you. And Teresa, of course.
And I
Yes,
thought
we
this
will
was
be
a better,
happy to send.
a great view of inside there's your feed room.
Which we now know that Paul was in there when he was shot, which that was something that Kate and I were trying to work out in our heads with everyone in chat last night. With the trajectory, two, the shells. We were trying to, the shells come out to the right, and then the next thing you know, I'm looking up videos on this stuff, and I'm up till 4 a.m. trying to understand all this goofy, like, this is a science in itself. So I'm still trying to learn. Have you seen the, hang on one second. Have you seen the new aerial photo someone took? The show for the candles in the house? Yes. Yes. Yes, ma'am. We actually have some, which we can show you in a minute.
Oh, this was the other thing I wanted to show.
Where would you have kept those guns to pick up so quick? Well, this is a theory, and it is nothing more, nothing less. It's just, I don't know. MK actually said maybe he was stashing it by the grapes, which, LFT, can you put your pointer by the grape right there? Yeah, in that area. Perhaps they were there. Perhaps they were in the feed room. I don't know. I can't answer that.
This is what helped me too when we were trying to figure out how far he fell out. This guy right here, he's having to step, because Paul's feet are right
in the doorway
here. Yes, and so he's stepping over the feet and the body, debris. But I thought that gave you an idea, because it was easy to see how far, like, this guy has 1 foot off the platform at the edge. So Paul's right here. It just, I don't know. It's just crazy.
Would you say
when
3 feet is that platform, or like that little walking?
I believe they measured it. That's what it said. Didn't they measure that on that diagram?
I believe so too. Yes, I just don't have it in front of me, but yes,
we have it. I'll grab it.
There, and of course, Teresa, you get what we get, so no problem, sister. What did Harry say?
Does that make sense to y'all a little bit better? Like, here is where those grapevines and the little barn wire coop or kind of pen areas are. I don't know what they are. And then Alex's car was right back here. I think it's actually that little light right there. And I still think in my head that that he purposely did not wait on the street for these men to arrive and then follow law enforcement up to the crime scene. He had it parked with his light shining perfectly on the crime scene, and he filtered them essentially through. He funneled them up, had them walking all over it. I just think it's a weird, diabolical thing that
it gets worse and worse. And what about the tire marks on her leg? I know. So now that whole park unpark thing comes into play for me. His testimony just made me understand so much better. Me too, Jen Lu. And we're going to play a little bit of that, but I know that you're going to be covering that as well. So I want to be, cognizant and respectful to that. The dog must have had Paul's DNA and human remains all over him. I know.
Yeah, I bet you're right.
I freaking know. It's just.
Is this what he said? Didn't Mr. Hughes say that, or Dr. Professor or Chief say there was some remains or bodily fluids? Did he say there was some under? Is this what he was this what he was about? Okay. Is that the one, Tia?
I don't honestly. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't want to answer that. Or stashed in the bed of the ATV. Yes. Yes. See, that is it. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So I think, right. Okay. So we were going through that, and then let me look back at our. Sorry. Which one were we looking at
I don't
last
think he
night?
was kneeling. I don't think he was kneeling. I think he was shooting from the hip.
Yeah.
Opinion, not fact. Opinion. It's just opinion. I think he backed into the ATV. No. Well, no, Queenie, because who would have been there other than the person that did it, right?
I mean, you would think. Well, how many people in chat think? Put a 2 in chat if you think there were 2 people involved that night, or more than one person involved that night.
Carl, I'll be honest with you. I thought it had. Thank you. And this weather, I just need to write that down. Normally, I do a weather chart of the days up and around, and I haven't done that yet. And well, the area in front of the kennels was wet because the hose was running. Number one, and number two, I thought it had been raining, so I actually need to look that up because I'm not. I don't know.
It started to rain off and on. Like by the time they got there, law enforcement, there you can see it starting to come down a little harder at time. Like just that drizzle, it was happening the whole time. At least I believe by like 10 o'clock at night, I think that rain that drizzle, overcast sprinkles started, if I remember correctly.
This is what I wanted to see. Can you zoom into this?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So 3, wait, what's 10 again? They are the shells. 3 shells are in the room. He was, what did they say, about 5 feet in? And then 90-degree drops. Can you pull up his video? Or do you need me to?
I think you're gonna want to, how mine does when it goes into like
I'm gonna try here, okay.
But see, he explained it to me today in a way that I understood. And I have to say that what's her name the other day, I know she just explained it like she was teaching me a lesson. You know what I mean? Like it was, I could understand it.
That's what this guy, I thought this guy did really well today and I was super impressed, but I still need to slowly, and I'm just like this, I need to slowly go back and understand what we're like, actually how I'm trying to find the video. Excuse me for 1 second, you guys. I had it up somewhere.
Oh, hey, Teresa, it's the yellow hose on the ground. It's on the pavement, it's like a wet area of the concrete platform right there. And what you're seeing is the hose.
Did we get a question on the hose? There's a yellow one and a green one. The yellow one's up against the dog kennels. The green one is on the corner of the lean-to shed. The opening before the chickens on the edge. Does that make sense? I don't even know if it makes
sense. I can once Tia shares hers. Or wait, actually,
ride the struggle bus right now.
I feel like is it quiet or is it really quiet right now? Is it just me?
It's both, but I'm trying to find things and full confession, body cam, Maggie's leg marked up. We're going to talk about that too. Gosh darn it. Also, I cannot wait. I'm hoping Cousin Eddie comes up. Like, he's the freaking star of the show. Where the hell
Oh
did
my
that
gosh,
go?
we might have to get to it. Might be just sending you the link in a second.
For what?
For Teresa. Because I just think she was asking about what we were seeing in terms the whole thing about the hose, and I see what she was saying, how it kind of looks like it does kind of look like there's a wheel or tire behind it. But I think it was because they had been using the hose had been used, but by the time law enforcement got there, it had been wrapped up, because that's what got me. That was something I noticed. How many days ago was that when I called you? I was like,
it's a couple of days now, yeah. Oh gosh darn it. I just can't now. I can't find.
You don't think Cousin Eddie's gonna testify?
Who said
Hey,
that?
Karen Mooring.
Karen, welcome in. Thank you. Hi, Dorothy McGuire.
They made the fire from.
No way. I see. I don't know. I'm down the middle on this. I'm really down the middle. I want him to, but I'm afraid they won't. 2 hours ago. This is what I wanted. Give me 30 seconds here. I kind of know where to go. Wow, Maria Osmond's looking smoking these days.
Oh my gosh. Will you pay attention?
Yeah, I got to run through the. There we go.
I'm just like about to send. God, there's so many pictures. Just, it was crazy. Oh, and did anyone else notice? Okay, sorry, squirrel. I need to focus. Did anyone else listen closely to that, to the body cam when law enforcement first arrived? And if you go to like the 25 22nd minute mark, 25 minutes, 20-second mark, they're the agents are standing over by Paul, and they're, they lift up the sheet to do something, and then they're talking about the buckshot, and then under their breath they're like that phone didn't pop out. I mean, you could see them, like, because they'll whisper, but if you have the right kind of headphones, please let me know if y'all pick up on anything else that they said riding around, like while they were walking around with their body cams audio active.
I'm going to hit the
civil courtroom, school resource officers. There's several groups in there, and our civilian employees.
Now, as you've already testified, you don't just do the administration stuff.
And I graduated in 1991.
Oh, God bless you. Yes, Genesis.
Were you able, in reviewing crime scene evidence, to come to any conclusions as to the order in which Paul suffered those gunshot wounds from the shooter?
Yes, sir, I was.
All right, and please relate that to the jury.
My conclusion was that the first non-fatal wound to the midline of the body occurred as Paul was standing with his body canted in the middle of that dog food room, pointed slightly southwest, and the shot entered the midline of his chest, exited his underarm, entered his underarm on the actual arm, and exited the outside of his arm. And most of those 9 pellets proceeded through the back window of that dog food room.
That was the thing that we were talking about with Kate. Remember, we were like, hold on.
Explain that to the jury. Why you say 9 pellets?
That double buckshot shot shell contains 9 pellets.
This is what
I guess you describe it as a styrofoam packing to keep it tight so it doesn't shake. And when that cartridge is expelled out of the end of that barrel, the styrofoam packing.
I'm not going to lie. When he was talking, I was like, this is what MK was talking about last night.
The correct path.
Yeah, this is exactly what MK was talking about last night.
Real quick, I want to get a couple things marked.
Hey, crazy mama.
Hey, crazy.
Hi, Vanessa. Anyone I missed, I apologize.
Yes.
Terry, welcome. Oh my God, it's trash night. Everyone and their mother's taking their trash out. All right, Mr. Star, you need to speed it up.
Please. I'm going to show you what's been marked as states 531, 532.
And a view from the entrance to the feed room and some digitally placed legs that I place in there to show
This was
Paul's approximate
trigger
position in that
warning.
feed room.
This is rough, you guys. This is rough.
States 531, 532,
Please
and
take note.
533, I believe, without objection. Yeah, Your Honor.
But this answered so many questions as to where he was
Screen here. Make sure we can see it all right.
and how he was brutally shot, I think, by
All right.
someone who knew him well. Leave it at
All right,
that.
Dr. Kinsey, you were talking a little bit about Paul's positioning and his location when that first shot happened. And if you could tell the jury your conclusion as to where he was located when that shot was fired. And then if you want to step down, and if you could maybe point out what was added to this image to kind of reflect your conclusion in that regard.
Thank you.
And there's a dowel stick right behind you.
Can
if
you
wanna
guys
use
see
that.
the legs that he added in? This is where he believes Paul was standing.
Mhm.
Look how far, like 5 feet in.
As you see here, those are the digital legs that I placed there showing Paul's approximate position as he was standing when he had the first gunshot wound.
Me too, Crime Sleuth.
Here along the floor, what you see are passive or 90-degree blood droplets. And when blood, you can tell a lot from the direction of blood by the way it strikes an object. Blood has a cohesive factor. It's viscous. And you probably heard that term before with the motor oil for your car. It's thicker than water. And the thing that causes that blood droplet to change shape is
Vanessa,
the
I have
friction and the direction and how much
thought on
force
that
was
one
used.
as well.
So a 90-degree drop just is exactly that. It's perpendicular to the ground. So these 90-degree drops right here tell me that Paul was standing there for a
I
moment.
agree, Jen Lou.
Can't tell you how long, but those drops were running down from that wound on his arm, more than likely his arm, because his chest area had a shirt on it. It takes a little while for that blood to make it through the shirt, but it'll run down the outside of your arm and drip off your fingers.
These are the
And you can
weird
see
legs.
these 90-degree droplets here, and then they actually lead to the door. You can follow the path to the door. He's not moving very fast because most of them are almost perfectly circular or 90 degrees. Had he been moving real fast, you could see some directionality in him, a tail, because the tail always tells you the direction with a blood drop. So I know he was moving slowly, and I know he was standing in the middle of this room for some time after the first shotgun wound.
Thank you, Allie.
All right. And approximately how far was Paul inside the feed room? Can you describe a little bit about the dimensions of the feed room and your conclusion as to how far within the room Paul was when he was struck by that first blast?
Yes, sir. Well, the feed room is 10 foot deep by my own calculations and by looking at the other sketches. And where you see his feet here is just on the other side of the halfway point. So I went, I'm guessing because I have no way of running a tape measure because when I went there, everything was moved. But this door is 36 inches and it's approximately 1.5 feet, 2 foot past the door. So that's how I made that determination. And he's just on the other side of the midpoint of that 10-foot room.
Which is about how far from the doorway?
5 foot.
All right. And I'm going to show you what's been marked as 534, stage 534.
Kate, I thought he was shooting from kind of like the hip.
Right. And tell the jury what that is real quick.
That is
But I
a
could be
general
wrong on
view
that.
from outside.
Could he have been on the ATV, standing on the back of it?
Oh,
enhanced arrows
hey.
showing the reader or the viewer the direction of the shot
That's
path.
Right. It's time to offer
pretty
Or sitting
freaking
on the
enlightening.
ATV, sitting or standing?
I'm going to put 534 up on the screen, and
Jesus.
That would have
I'll
a-
show that arrow that you're talking about that's been added to this image.
Yes, sir.
I just want to state that, like, that's an
As well, to
interesting
show generally
point.
where those blood spots are. It's not the best
I
image in
can't,
the world,
I mean,
but where
I'm
those blood
listening to
spots
like
are
whatever.
led
I
to your
can't
conclusion
hear
about
with
Paul's
not talking in the background.
I said that was really interesting. I think that's really an interesting thought that he was.
Because if you
perhaps
look
on-
that ATV or the the ATV, four-wheeler and Gator are all kind of like the same thing in my head. But what about if he was, sitting there or resting on the back, how it has like the bed on the back, those bigger Gators, you big old brainiac.
mhm. Did they say he kneeled? You're the second person to say. Did he say he kneeled? Because in the kneeling, I think it's too hard for him to get up and go after Maggie.
No, I think he was
Okay.
like sitting down on that. I think I'm starting to think.
I'm telling you, hold on. Here, I need my, excuse me, folks. I need the authority on the pews. I'm telling you, he was a short barrel shortwave 12 gauge, like the. And there you have it, boys and girls. I think that's Do you hear my brain? Like, do you hear the clicking and the little lady is running around in there with the file folders running with everything's going haywire because of everything's connecting for me right now.
Thank you so much, K-Brace. I did not mean to take any original thought away from if it had already been said. And
No, I
missed
think
it.
that's amazing. I think it's amazing. K-Braze.
But that would explain a lack of, even some additional footprints or, a lot of, I don't know. I think I'm starting to wonder. Yeah. And then that would make sense for Maggie too, because he could then stand
Yeah.
up after seeing Paul. Oh, can I say one quick thing real fast?
Mhm.
Vanessa, I forgot, someone said it about that, like the last shot to Maggie was obviously uncalled for and just unnecessary. But I started to think, a part of me wondered for a moment, a part of me thinks Alec did not mean to do the kind of damage he did to Paul. I think he thought that first shot was going to take him out, and it didn't. So he had to shoot him again, and it was horrible. So I think he wanted to make sure that Maggie, just make sure she's not like falling forward and suffering. That's why I wondered maybe that last shot.
Yeah, he's so giving by doing the
You know what I mean? I don't know. I
Yeah.
just thought about that.
putting him out of his misery shot, that one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How giving of him.
Mm-hmm. But I wonder if that's part of his fear, because he'd be like, oh no, I'll make sure, just in his sick head being like, I'm doing it, like, I don't want him to suffer.
I don't think the gun jammed. I think everything went just the way he needed it to go. In my uneducated opinion, crime sleuthing. Now, you may know more. So, yeah, merciful. That's how very giving of him. I believe that too. I didn't think he meant to do him as bad as you have to look up the shockwave. It'll make perfect sense. I don't have the weapons to, assuming it's full length Benelli. That's what I was wondering, if it was a shorter barreled shotgun.
That's what. Okay, MK, go scroll to 25, that 25-minute mark of the full law enforcement body cam the night of. Around 25 minutes, listen to what the guys, they're standing around Paul, and they mentioned something. He goes, this must be the shortest buckshot I've ever, or shortest something I've ever seen.
He had a raincoat in the seat next to him to lay the guns down on. Boom! K-Brace. Look at that coming in with that theory. I love that. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Keep it off. And then
that
nice
explains,
bar, by the way.
That explains too now his stupid ass movements of his gear shifting, and it makes that like that other thing we talked about last night makes so much sense. Like you're caught in another lie. It doesn't add up. You can't call you. Why did you call? You're supposed to have already checked to see if they had a pulse. Why did you call Maggie at 10:03? You already knew. By then, you'd already checked their pulses.
Well, according to him in the police car, he knew. He just knew.
Whatever. Kate just had a light bulb moment.
Oh, where is she? Oh my God! There she is. Do you want the link, Kate? I'm gonna give you the link, girl. You know what that means.
Karen Mooring, I sometimes wonder about that too. But Eddie seems pretty adamant that he did not do anything that night to them or had any.
No, it was not indicative of being run over, but it was. I'm beginning to question if he had enough time to clean up without help. That's what I said. I think he's got some kind of crew. Is that you, Kate?
Her phone screen lighting up around
me.
Yay! Welcome up.
So Maggie had tire tread on the back of her calf, but they said she wasn't run over. Like she didn't have any signs
into it.
Maybe like it was from the ATV. Like, because I feel like if she was hit with like a car, like it would have smushed her. But an ATV, maybe he like rode over her with the ATV, and that's how she has the like tread, but not like smush like if you run over.
Because he panicked and started to drive forward and then nudged her in reverse, because that's when he's in a fluster, right afterwards.
Yeah, because they said like she had like an imprint of
Uh,
a tire on the back of her leg. So I was
Uh-huh.
like, well, but they're like, but she wasn't run over. So I'm like, well, how the hell did that happen?
I
mean,
wondered if she backed into it, like if she saw the guns and was like backing into it and then went to run.
okay, or
maybe,
that.
but I feel like
That-
if you have like tire
that's-
tread on the back of your leg, like you got to be pretty smushed by the tire for that to even show up. You know what I mean? Like you're not just gonna lean against it for a second and it like, I mean, unless
That's
it was just like,
true.
unless it was just like dirt from it. I don't know, but like a dirt
I thought
mark.
maybe, like Vanessa said, she stumbled back into it, but now you're making me think when you're deceased and you push on after you're deceased, if you, like if you push on a piece
Mhm.
of your leg, your arm, whatever, it's going to stay. So I wonder.
Yeah. So I wonder if like he was driving the ATV,
Mhm.
which would put him at a lower angle, and then maybe just like rode over her leg. But
I don't
because
even.
it's
I don't
ATV,
think
it's
he went all the
lighter.
way over it, did he? I thought it was kind of a nudge. I almost envisioned like you're parked,
Or maybe,
and
yeah, maybe like touched it with the tire and then like backed
kinda
up when you realized.
yeah. Like I was just thinking, when we park too close and then we hit our tire starts to hit like the little parking bumper thing. Like I think he was paying it like almost, or someone could have been kind of in a hurry and just that adrenaline rush and freaking out of like accidentally went forward a little bit when it made go in reverse. Or
I
Also,
don't know if it was a bruise or like an imprint. Like when
well,
you
that's
like
what I
sit
thought.
on,
It was more of an imprint.
yeah, I did too.
Also,
Like
the
when you sit
ME
on
is a
something for a
moron,
while.
so keep that in mind. The Maurice said the ME said she saw nothing on her calf. Moron. Okay, just keep that in mind. Like not educated.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Um,
more of like an imprint, but not
that's
like
what I
a
thought as well.
not like a bruise, but like it was just imprinted into her leg. Or maybe just like dirt, like he like, got like the tire rolled on it for a second and like the dirt imprint was on her leg.
because they originally they thought someone had like stepped on her. Remember at the beginning, like a couple weeks ago or like a month ago, they were like, "There's a footprint, there's an impression on her, like someone stood on her," and everyone was like, "What?" But this is exactly what they were talking about. But it wasn't a footprint; it was a mark, like some
Tire print.
impression, like a tire, and not so much like breaking her leg or anything like that. It was just like
I
there's
wonder if it's like
a
mud
mark on her.
traction. Yeah,
Mhm.
like a mud,
Mhm.
for lack of a better word, dirt, tire tracks, if you will.
I'm
Speculation,
just
Your Honor. I
curious
don't
of
know.
like how
And then
that angle got that way
Defense
though.
wants it to be a shoe print.
mhm.
Because
Really?
I showed the like how they showed that picture with the angle of the shot shell and they had that like green like cone looking
Mhm.
thing. Well, I showed it to my friend who is like and does the gun like
Mhm.
works with guns and stuff and I didn't even say anything. I just said like this is the angle of the shot shell and he was like, oh wow, so they were on the ground like that. He said that right away and I didn't even explain anything to him. I just sent him that picture.
Mhm. I think that
No, not
first shot
dirt because she was washed and the impression was still. Karen, I think that uh, I personally will tell you that is he smart enough to pull this off? No, that's why he's in the defense chair. Is it possible that he did this? Yes. How about that for an answer? He's in the defense chair, so he's not smart enough. He didn't get away with anything, but he is in the defense chair. So I think there's a possibility. Not dirt because she was washed and it was an impression, but you can't get an impression if there's no blood flow.
I thought it was on her clothing where they saw this impression, not on her like actual body.
Well, I can
Like-
pull that video up.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about Paul, but I can pull that video up if you guys want to talk about Maggie.
It looked like she was in shorts, and they said it was on her calf, I believe. So I don't know. Like I don't know if it could have been on like if she had like what's it called on like a capris maybe.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought she had
I
on
think it was
like
capris.
Yeah.
Let me find the Maggie.
Hey, Amanda Carroll. And anyone else that I've missed or we've missed coming in.
Hey, Amanda Carroll.
But I think Paul being that the hip shot stuff, everything makes sense to me. Like if he's just sitting on that ATV there, or you know what I mean, right there, because we live in America.
The America.
We live in America. Our steering wheel's on the left, and so if you're just sitting right there, if he looked to his left, that's what he'd be looking into, right there.
Yeah,
If
you're right.
sitting on that gate where that gator was, or the ATV.
And they said the shot was not above him, which I liked that they cleared that.
Okay, hot coffee. You know what's funny to me? I thought about that too. Because I think that's hilarious because the biggest part of the defense is like, that's a ridiculous explanation or motive.
Oh, I thought that too. That was my initial thought. He was trying to make it look like he was being attacked by whoever killed his family. Like that's, and I never even thought about a insurance or anything. Like I was like, oh man,
I've never seen proof that he even had. I've never seen proof of insurance on either one of them.
And not only that, but he had just been named as a suspect. So conveniently, this was like not long after he was named as a suspect.
Oh, but I think it's funny that the defense is saying there's no way that's a ridiculous reason to harm someone, to hurt his family just to buy time or for sympathy. Your client just did it again in September. He's proving the point that this is what he does.
Yeah. It's
like
and look, if they did do that to Stephen Smith or Gloria or anything, then believe me, this is something they already got away with before that he doesn't feel. You know what I'm saying? Like if you did it before and you got away with it, it's not as like it's more common for somebody else to do it again. So I personally think, I think they were involved in the Stephen Smith thing.
I do too.
And
obviously Mallory Beach, and then we're here, Gloria Satterfield. I think that's a whole thing. I'm going to share this so we can talk about what you guys are talking about with Maggie.
Your exhibit, and tell the jury what these two images are, please.
Yes, sir. This is the unknown impression on Miss Maggie Murdaugh's left calf, and this is the photograph of the known front driver's side tire of that side by side.
All right, and when you're starting to compare
Can
these
you all
two,
hear this? Okay.
Make any account for the relationship of Maggie's thigh and this ATV tire.
I did.
Explain that to the jury.
Just like if you're driving in your car and an ambulance comes up behind you and you look in the rearview mirror, you can read ambulance. But if you look at the front of that ambulance, it's written backwards because you're looking through a mirror. Well, with a shoe, a tire, or Miss Maggie Murdaugh's leg, you can't see through her leg. You can't see through the tire. So you have to flip one of them or the other. So flipping the tire, in my opinion, because it has some characteristics on it that I wanted the reader to be able to look at, I chose to flip the impression on her leg to do the comparison. Because unless you do footwear and tire tread examinations, you're not going to be able to look at something in reverse and find those points.
So this is the original orientation, is that correct?
It is, yes, sir.
And then flipping over to the next slide, that's where you've reversed the image, is that correct?
Same photograph. I just pulled it over. In the old days with 35 millimeter film, and I'm from the old days, we just flipped the negative. That's all you had to do. It's a little bit more complicated in the digital world, but not that hard to do. But this is a direct representation. It's just in reverse.
All right.
Use that Kleenex. Just wipe your whole snotty ass.
This is just a side by side, so you can understand the orientation. Here, 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 and here. Those are the two treads that we're talking about now.
All right.
And by the way, those on the tire are the only treads at that level on her calf that.
I'm talking, sorry. Alex is just shaking his head yes to all this. You just snotty ass piece of crap. Rub that Kleenex all over your.
He looks angry right there. Ew. Fix his face.
Well, you're gonna have to take that up with a plastic surgeon or God. I can't help. I mean, Bubba. To call for Bubba in prison. He'll fix his face.
Only treads at that level on her calf that
he's clenching his jaw as tight as I've seen in a minute.
All right, and again, these are just additional images illustrating what you were focusing on in your analysis.
My guess is there's a lot being clenched there.
And then this one right here.
So is there like an under compartment
with all the background cut out?
All right, and then the final one is this.
Yes,
explain this to the jury how this
our golf carts.
This is my actual comparison. And we use a process called AC.
Has like the little glove compartment box, everything.
I wonder if they searched the ATVs that night. Like in the
night. That
under boxes, or the next day even, like if they looked
I
in the
wonder.
under seats of the ATVs, because I could see him just like boom boom and then driving like on the ATV and then head it right back to the Moselle and change in and out. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
boom boom boom.
Linda Carroll, thanks for being here and shedding some beautiful light on us.
Hey,
Hey, the pucker factor. That's what I was gonna say. Gregory Worth, how are you, sir? Welcome in. I think Alec let Bubba go after the chicken intentionally to have reason to hop on the ATV and pretend to go after him. I think that's so interesting. I really do. Crime sleuth, and he flipped off. He flipped off a witness and he made him move further back.
Yep. Oh, did he do another one? Did he move? Oh, no.
I mean, I don't think he would have really needed a reason to get on the ATV. He could have just said he's going back to the house for something, and then hopped on it and boom.
This is an excellent point. Julia says if they touched it that night, they know it was used and would have been more right.
However,
Even in that amount of time. Even in that amount of time.
Drove it. Not if someone else put it back there, put it back for him.
It'll be warm.
And also, it seems like they didn't do a lot of stuff because they had given him the benefit of the doubt and just, what I mean?
Kate, it was raining that night. It was dark, and it's the country. I'm just repeating what the sled. I know. I'm just repeating what sled has to say.
Right.
It was the country.
They drove
dark.
by, but they didn't slow down to check.
You don't expect too much, okay? I mean, it's just a double murder, double homicide. It is what it is, friends. All right, I'm going to play this.
Analyze, compare, evaluate, and verify. It's a peer-reviewed process. I never go by just my results. I always have another competent examiner with like experience and like skills look at my work, because if you're going to make a mistake, that's where the mistake's found. You don't want to put a conclusion out for something important and you miss that. And that is a very important process in the examination world, that you use peer-reviewed process. You have someone else look at it. And so what I do, so that person and the jury in the court, Your Honor, so that person can look at these details. I've got a markup here showing some unique random characteristics that I've used, but I also put the actual impression there so you can make your own decision. I didn't want to look like I was being deceptive and put enhancements in there and point things. You can look at it and make your own conclusion, but I wanted to put it right next to mine so I'm
the rock factor is real right here. I just want to show you. Oh my God. They're proving me again. Let me rock it back and forth.
being straight here, or you can make your own opinion.
All right, very quickly, is it your expert opinion that this mark on the back of Maggie's leg is a tire impression and not anything else?
That is a tire tread impression. That is my opinion.
All right, now I see you have a number of arrows here that have different colors, and so I'd like to move through those and you explain what you're pointing to with those arrows in this image, okay?
Absolutely.
Let's start with the baby blue one and tell the jury what that indicates to you.
Now you're gonna have to tell me because I can't tell shade from up here. Right. Okay, the top one.
Yep.
Yes, sir. All right, here you got your unknown impression.
Notion has been the centerpiece of my workflow. It's quite literally an extension of my brain. I can take notes, create folders, manage tasks, projects, set goals.
You see down there? Here you got your unknown impression. And what I pointed here is at the start of that impression, and it's in mud, by the way. It's in mud, and so it's really, really fragile, but it's still here. You got an unknown impression, and here's approximately where it starts in the unknown, and here is where it starts in the known. And you can look at both, the marked up one and the actual impression itself. Right. And it's here.
All right, and then moving on to this one right here, kind of we got a purple one, and then kind of that
yes, sir. I see
whatever that one is. But explain
yes,
the jury what you're seeing there and how that's what you're concluding.
Right here is the other side of that tread, and this tread is this tread is this tread. Those two are the same. And right here, you can see it come up, and it actually makes a complete corner there. Comes up and it curves out just a little bit there.
Just a little bit.
All right, and is that consistent with the sort of unique shape of that top tire?
Yes, sir, it is. Right here, and then it comes up. Now it's exaggerated a little bit in the drawing, but that's the best I could do with a stylist trying to get it there.
Are those very distinct patterns that you see in the mud that match up with that particular tire?
Yes, sir. Not so much the corner there.
Well, he's not Picasso, for fuck's sake. He's a cop / educator /
a chief, a professor. He didn't say he was good at crayons. Like, leave me, like.
Marianne. That's all. It was like he's like full of Gilligan's Island. Like you're going through like the professor and Marianne.
There's.
Sorry,
I don't know who else is.
Oh, he's definitely Gilligan on this one. Look at him rocking back and forth.
But he thinks
But
he's
these
what
in here are.
Mr.
You
Howell.
can see a
but he
unique random
thinks he's Mr.
characteristic here.
Howell.
And all that is a void pattern in the
He
mud.
does.
You can also see it here. I mean, almost perfect. You can see one here where the yellow area is. You can see it here. It's right there.
All right, you're kind of doing a little mountain or a little hump. Explain on that to the jury. Why is that particular? Why is that significant to you?
Because that's not in the process of making the tire. That's because whoever drove that side by side last hit some dirt or some mud, and that is a pattern that's left in mud on the tire.
I love.
And in my opinion, it transferred to Miss Maggie Murdaugh's staff.
Hold
You
on.
know the other two attorneys?
Yes, sir.
Right.
So, okay, let's go back to the host for 1 second, LFT and Kate.
Mhm.
He's talking about the mud and how there's mudslinging.
It was
And-
wet.
Yeah, it was wet. There's
Mhm.
mudslinging. So he probably did use that hose. I mean, first of all, the hose was clearly being used earlier in the evening. We know that.
I
But
think it was just
also-
to spray everything down. Well, like spray
I wonder
like
if he
down.
sprayed himself down and the ATV that
You know-
we're now speculating.
Yeah.
You know, there's a towel in the Suburban, right?
Is it dirty?
There's like a big beach towel, like a blue. It's literally sitting like, up against. It would have been next to his right hip, with him sitting in the driver's seat, I think, or right over in the passenger seat. Did anyone else see that in the car? Like there's a big towel sitting right there.
I'm gonna dry off because he was like wet or something.
Or
to, like,
I mean, I think it's. Or did he? Or was that a towel that he was taking to get rid of later? Like, was that what he? Who knows? But there is a
pretty
towel
around.
in the Suburban.
So here, I mean, he would have to get pretty close on that ATV though. Like, I wonder if they like tested the ATV because I feel like it would be like.
I
done.
need to know that.
You know what I mean? Because he would have to get really close. There would definitely be blood and stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure.
But you think there would be like, you know, like noticeable tracks where they would know that he was on it.
To
I
wash
think
out
there
the
were
ATV.
some noticeable tracks. I just think
Yeah.
that it was hard determining what was what. And then remember, like I said, he funneled them in. He's too calculating in his own head. He's too much of an ambulance chaser, like knows how to work it. He knows what he's doing. And then he's just stupid when he does things where he's telling the same story or trying to remember his same story over and over again. But then every once in a while says, I went back to the kennels. He's either going to break on his own. I feel like I had a dream, like I was thinking earlier daydreaming. What if he just was like, if he called Harp and Jim tomorrow and was like, I want to I got to tell y'all something. I got to tell y'all something. I did it.
Attorney-client privilege. Nothing. Nothing. What are they going to do? They're still going to defend him.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it sucks. I want to hear, like, what I would give for 15 minutes. There's, like, a couple of people in the world that I just want to have a conversation. 15 minutes with them. You can be on the other side of the bars. I don't need to be next to you. I just want to know if you did it. That's all.
Well, and I also want to know, I want to talk to SLED people and be like, how does he get to say, like, the whole time he's told y'all over and over again? After dinner, I sat down, I watched TV. I mean, I fell asleep, but I watched TV and messed with my phone. And then how can I go next time I come into an interview in the police station or in a different building than a car to have my interview? And you ask me what I did that night, and you're like, I don't think I watched TV. How do we get to get away with that too? Like, I want to know.
Because we're not Murdaugh. We're not Murdaughs. Hold on, I gotta pick up a dog. Come here. Come. All right, I'm gonna
I
play.
just think it's crazy. Like, he's like, what are you talking about? I watched TV that night. And I'm like, oh my God.
It's Mark.
I'm so sorry. Well, because he can't keep anything straight. He's just smart enough to pass the bar, but not pass a bar.
Yes.
You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
know when I changed clothes. I changed clothes that night. I don't think I.
Oh, let me just say how stupid this man is. He was paying his drug dealer in checks. I mean, like, it doesn't get dumber than that. Who the frick
Agreed.
pays a drug dealer in checks?
Agreed.
Write out checks. You can track all the freaking drugs that I'm buying. ass.
Well, because what they did was they go and put it in like Eddie Smith's daughter's name, or
Yeah.
go deposit it, get the
Yeah,
cash
like
out,
other-
and then they'd run that. So they were
It's
laundering
still
and
kind of dumb, though. You know what I mean? If
oh
you're
yeah, it's a lot of steps. It's not worth it.
gonna,
I don't think.
Why when you
I
can
couldn't
pay in
believe that.
cash?
He's like mostly in checks. I'm like, this man paid his drug dealer in checks.
Mhm,
Oh my lord.
And signed his own name on it.
mhm.
Yeah,
Alex
like
Murdaugh.
if
Well,
you
that's why
want
they.
to leave a paper trail, that's probably the way you should do it.
And apparently the drug dealers were like, "No, he's good for it. We'll give it to him up front because we know he's good for it because he's going to write us a check next week. It's
Yeah.
payday."
I wonder what like maybe he was just like really stupid and they were completely taking advantage of him and getting like you need to pay me 50,000 so I can go
Mhm.
get this
I
somewhere. But
think
like
he is really stupid. Number one. I
you know
think
what I mean?
number
Like you
two, he
paid that
banked
much
on his
for
name more than he had money in the bank. Does that make
yeah.
sense? I think
Yeah.
whoever said that his money or his name was his collateral is absolutely right. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it anyway. Me too. All right, I'm gonna play this really quick.
Put a yellow arrow, and here it is, right here.
Yellow
I
arrow.
mark it there, but you can look at the one that's not marked, and you can also see it here.
All right, talking about this bottom impression, we got a white arrow to that line right there. Explain.
Oh,
that
the
to your-
sketch was great.
I mark that because unless you examine, unless you got really, really good eyesight, you might not even pick up on that. But here you've only got a partial line. The whole line didn't show through in the transfer of the mud or dirt or debris.
Is this sketch on out? Is that on Court TV? Because I'll pull the
I'm
sketch
looking
up versus this guy yelling at everybody.
Oh, they showed it. Yeah, it's like this handsome dude. It looked nothing like Cousin Eddie, put it that way.
Yeah. What did you put in the memo line? Like for real.
And I kept myself honest. I only highlighted the length of that, but you can also see it here and here. You can see that side of that tread, that tire tread.
All right. And moving on now to the this green one right here, and kind of green to the baby blue to that blue, just kind of going around there. If you could explain that to the jury and its significance, if any, to your
It's
analysis.
just a continuation,
Oh,
and there's a little
Jesus.
break in there, but they're still the same angle, same lines, and they match up, and that's just because the dirt didn't transfer completely. But you got plenty.
Alex is having fits over here. Let's just rewind and watch him for just a sec. You can listen to the other guy. Just pay attention to Alec. He's just now he's twitching. Now he's real upset.
And they match up, and that's just because the dirt didn't transfer completely. But you got plenty of skeletonized line here to show the outline of that tread here, here, here,
Need another mint.
and that's here, here, and here.
In your opinion, that's a tire impression. Is that
That is
correct?
entire impression. That's my opinion.
And in your opinion, based on these very significant mirror images and accidentals and that sort of thing, is that most likely that specific tire tread that's on the back of
It is most likely that tire. If it's not that tire, it's a similar tire with the same tread design
And that particular tire was in close proximity to where Maggie was found.
in close proximity.
Looking at how you had Maggie in that first shot, I think you had me kind of angled a little bit like that. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And if she was angled that way near that front tire, would she be facing towards the feed room?
Yes, sir.
And are those two shots
Oh.
that were suffered in the abdomen and the thigh, are those consistent with the shooter coming from the direction of the feed room?
Certainly could be. Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead and have a seat for me if you would.
Okay, there we go.
Hey, I've got a good picture. Can you share if I send it to you? Can you share on your end?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is where he was
Messenger.
showing. It's a still shot of them reenacting Maggie's, so you can see what he was taught. The angle. Were you able to see it in the video, or did it cut off on the side?
No, send it. Send it. Send it.
Okay.
Yeah, the guy just tried. Hold on. Cabrera would say. The guy just tried to shoot me in my head. It was really good looking, right? Right. Imagine what the drug money. Oxy. Let me see. Sketch a good looking guy that I like made a composer. Cousin Eddie, by the way, is one of our emojis.
But he's gonna be wearing a bathrobe and
And the hat.
have a cup of eggnog and the moose hat.
Just
The moose. I mean the
empty in
moose.
shitter.
Shitter's full. Or we gotta have him. He's just yakking on a bone, Clark.
Oh my god.
He
Tell
had.
me when you want me to share or when you send.
I
Or are you
sent it.
sending it to me?
I sent it.
Okay, hold please.
Because it describes exactly. And y'all, wait, this could make sense for shooting her Oh, this little SOB. Because he's
See,
coming
it
up.
did say that it just said, oh, see, I don't have anything from you. And
I just sent it.
did you text it to me?
Yeah, it says delivered.
Oh, okay. I thought you ran Messenger. I apologize. I'm so sorry.
But this would make sense though, because imagine if he was, just for a second, keep playing with that ATV theory of having him, around the four-wheeler ATV at the time of the shootings. So he's kind of standing, or maybe was stepped out, sitting on the seat, boom, got the right angle to hit Paul the first time, then had to stand up, just hit. What about if this would be just like if he got out on the picture of this one, it looks like he just walked around to the other side of the ATV to shoot. Like it walked in front of the hood of it.
Son of a biscuit. I gotta save the picture first. And then go in.
Wait, is
Otherwise,
MK still in here? Do you think once whoever the shooter is, say they were riding, say that an ATV was involved, or the Gator four-wheeler, do you think they were on it the whole time? Like, do you think they ever got off of it? Like once the shooting started, like I would assume no one's thinking he's riding around just like spraying.
He would have had to have stopped, I think, to get in 2 shots at Paul like that.
Clark, you ready to do some kissing? Kiss my ass. Merry Christmas. Kiss his ass. Kiss her. Happy Hanukkah.
Oh
But
my
see
God.
how where what
I mean, the nicest, well-mannered, handsome guy today. He even shot me in the back of the head. How humble of him. True story.
see how
So
he
this
was-
is the picture.
that was demonstrating Maggie in court. So I couldn't see him in the video until I saw and so Waters is supposed to be
What?
Maggie, and then he's showing the angle of where that last shot.
What in the fresh hell? Why is he ass up, face down? I'm not understanding. Miss Maggie was not ass up, face down.
Because his legs couldn't go all the way back without taking out the cable.
Seriously? This is this is what it's come to?
Apparently.
Hold on.
I mean, they're working in something the size of a playpen.
Objection,
Like they're in a
Your
pack
Honor.
and play. They're in something the size of a pack
Objection.
and play. It'd be like, we're going to reenact it for you. Can you show the jury? No, the jury, sir, stand up. The jury can't see you down there.
I swear, sometimes when I watch, I'm like, man, is there an objection for bullshit? Like, when they had
first fatal
Ass
shot.
up, face down.
phone interview on about, it's like, how many phones do you have? Oh, I just had one. And then Pootie Tang's like, well, he has 3, actually.
Chris Wilson's like, I didn't even recognize the second number he called me from. He's like, I don't.
All the spectators are trying to
the
see.
Walmart burner phone. I forgot. I just happened to forget about that one.
Karen Mooring, best comment.
Oh my God, what about if that's when? I hope that wasn't during the 1 minute. Everyone stand for a minute and stretch your legs. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Okay, get that. I'm getting back into it. I'm sorry. I did not expect that ass up, face down. That is not how things looked at all. I'm sorry.
Well, let me see if I can find anything better in here. I'm looking.
I think he got off the ATV after he shot Maggie. So do I. Now that the whole ATV thing has been brought in, I think that
Cal
is.
said, didn't the ATV have a flat tire, or was that at Alameda? How do you say Alameda?
Alameda. They had several different types of ATV vehicles, all-terrain vehicles.
Has anyone, Jen Lou, does anyone know if on Fitz, did we get the full affidavit from, do we have access to the full affidavit of the expert opinions? Oh my gracious, yes, we do. I just, never mind. It's scrolling when I move it.
Okay, when Jen Lou says she has to roast That's all I need, period. I don't even need I don't even need the doesn't matter what she's roasting. I just need all of it.
I think
We
I
only
may
have
have just found our second best picture for the night.
okay,
And
send it.
I'm doing it in Messenger is it Messenger easier?
Okay.
Is that easier?
Yeah, Messenger's actually because then I don't have to save it. And
Just
I
look at Newman for the first time. I'm just like, oh my gracious. Look at him.
hello, Newman.
Newman.
Hello, Newman. Okay, I'm getting it. One sec.
Look at him.
And you're going, look at him, look at him. Nobody can see but you.
I know it's so good.
Look at him, it's hilarious. You guys can't see
You're gonna
this.
love it when you can see it. And y'all probably
I've done that so many times, thinking that I would be sharing something on my screen, and then I forgot that I took it down, and then I would put something else on the screen, be like, "Oh my god, look at this!" And then realize that it wasn't up, and I was the only one looking at it.
Look at his face.
Can you see it?
Can you zoom in on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
So is Eddie coming tomorrow, or are they not bringing him in?
Look at his face. Was this before or after the demonstration was done?
I would have. Judge. Hi, Christine G.
I love him.
Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Holy moly. Starstruck tonight with this. Yeah, his face is everything right there. He's like, he gets what you talking about, Willis face.
Oh yeah.
What? That's what I get.
I'm sure he wants
objection to your face, Your Honor. I love objection to your face.
This is.
Oh my god! Anybody just start a GoFundMe for the supply of soap.
So, do we know if Cousin Eddie's coming up? Like, are they bringing him up, or are they just doing that call?
I think they're going to bring him. I think the defense is, doing everything in their power to get him in a way, because they would love the opportunity to cross-examine. Like, that's going to be where. I think because I think that's why they keep. There's no way they're doing this kind of. Please tell me there's no way they're genuinely doing this stuff out of genuine stupidity of opening the door to let things in. Like how many times before?
I was wondering that too. I'm like, are they purposely doing this so he'll come in, but act like they don't want him in? Because, like, how stupid could he be?
Well, Harpootlian was like, I would love the opportunity. He said it in court. He was like, yeah, please bring him. I would love, because he goes, I look forward to that cross-examination. That's what he said. I look forward to that cross-examination.
I can see him being very, very easily tripped up during cross-exam.
I agree. They baited the prosecution. I agree. I can take Judge Newman down. I'm sorry. I love him. I really do. I think he's so freaking cool. I think he calls him like he sees him, and I like that about him. And we didn't get much covered here because I want to make sure that everyone goes over to Jen Liu's tonight for her information from today's court. We are working on so many things as far as Alec comparisons, and now tire tracks, and oh my gosh, what else?
We were going to break down his contradictions or doing his evolving statements, or like do a spreadsheet where he thinks that he asked how they change in the dates where he says something or either adds to it, takes away. Don't remember. We want to kind of point all that out.
The other thing I wanted to point out today, because we didn't point it out today, we did it last night. I want to do really quick the gates again in case anyone missed that.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to talk about that? Excuse me. Please.
Yes. And I don't know if Criminality's still in here, but Christine is, so, and if CB Kell is, I think. Just let her know. I've looked and looked. I know when we are all looking at the evidence from the Suburban and the park, out of park, there's a lot of, and I thought this as well for a moment too, just assuming that when he's coming back to Moselle, that he gets out, there's like a 16 or 32 second ish in and out of gear area or time frame, and everyone's like, okay, that's him getting out of the car, opening the gate, driving up. But the thing is, there was no gate on either entrance. Those were not put in until after June 7th, 2021. I think you'll start seeing the even behind the brick columns at the main entrance, they inserted the pilings, the 2x4s to hang the gate right behind it.
Really quick, I also wanted to show you guys, there's no gear shift in the center. This here, let me see if you guys can see that. This is your shifting gears right here in the 2021 Suburban. There's no actual gear shift in the center console, like in the olden days when some of us were around. Now it's your Prindle's up here. Prindle, there it is. I can't. Old Zach and Cody joke. If you know, you know. If you know the Zach and Cody joke, you know.
I do not.
I saw you say that yesterday, which even makes it more odd. But yes, so I wanted to make sure when you were talking about the gears that we showed the gears. So this is a 2021 Suburban. Here's where you switch gears right here. Okay. Then we are going to stop sharing so I can find something.
But I looked, yeah, it's crazy. We've checked everything, and they did put them up at, after.
Yeah. So this is one of the pictures here, which is, I can't find my mouse. It's a stream. You can see here is the new post going in. There's the dirt. They still have the stabilizer in right here. This is the gate going in. And this, your fancy sawhorses here with the keep out sign, he had to get out and probably move these, with his string across. I don't know. But this is what was up before the gates. Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to show you a picture of
kennel
the 25th.
entrance. And kennel entrance didn't have a gate either.
No, I'm going to show you both of those in a second too. So here's the kennel entrance. I can find my damn mouse again. There's the kennel entrance after they put.
No, that's the main entrance.
No, that's not the main entrance. Is it? Why is it was this overgrown? You're right.
Yeah, that's the main entrance. That's the brick. Now that's with the gate up. Now they put the gate up. There's
the gate up there.
Yeah.
This date was actually the 25th of June, 2021. So between the 7th and the 25th of the month, they put this gate up, and that is LFT all the damn way. She figured that out all the damn way. I'm not taking any credit.
And I thought back to the 911 call about Satterfield too. And remember when Paul, the operator, asked, is there a code? Is there a gate? And he was like, no, ma'am, it's just a brick. No, there's nothing. And do your boys know what a gator is, right? They were going to send someone down the driveway to wait for him, they asked. But no, he also said, no gates.
Here's the gate at where the kennels are. The second entrance there.
That's actually, I think, around the part of was that the red building? The hangars in front of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But yeah, so there were no gates.
So when
I know, I like that they put in just the cattle gate and not even.
Well, that's what we were talking about last night. These high dollar, high rent districts. They go over to Tractor Supply and they buy themselves a gate.
and then
One.
pay someone, X number of dollars a week or
And they put
a month
one
to
gate
stay
here
there.
and they get out of their car, high rent district, and they pull
Mhm.
that gate open. Get out of their car and they close the gate. God forbid you got 2 cars coming in. Oof. I don't know.
We've got then for Delana. Wait, they're at Adesto Beach House. Is that the one
What
that
did she
y'all are
ask?
looking
I
for?
missed it. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, I was looking through. I want to know where the beach house was in Adesto. Oh, I can hold on.
I have that. We have that address.
Yeah, I can show it to you.
We can show you that house. Do you have it available or you want me to pull it up?
I was kind of hoping you would, because I was like, I mean,
okay. Oh,
or
I
that's why I was like,
see.
I'll do a community post afterwards,
Yeah, we can do that too.
or just message it to you because I don't want to put their actual full address. But I feel bad about that Adesto house. Wait, did it sell though yet? Was that in the part of the insurance payout stuff that they were dealing with the other lawsuit?
Hold, please. I'm sharing. Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. I wonder what Buster is doing other than having to deal with this these days.
Sweating it.
Ugh. Is
Yeah.
it? Oh, I like that. Literally everything on my screen. If there's a screen in this house on right now, there's Murdaugh on it somewhere.
There you go. A buyer offered all cash to buy Murdaugh's Adesto, South Carolina. There you go. Let me click on this if it's going to show up now.
I want to look at. I gotta look back at their Holly Street address at that house too. And they were having some work and like doing
This
some
is the
remodel
beach
stuff.
property here.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys see that? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of small. I was expecting it to be bigger than that.
I was too. It isn't very big, but you know what? It was just for her.
Oh, it
So
looks different from the front, though. Look, oh no, that's different then. I guess the three. Oh no, that's different. I was looking at the one to the left with it looks.
Oh
huge.
yeah. The one on the bottom. Yeah.
But they have then like that's just the house, and I know they were redoing a lot. I bet it's actually pretty cool on the inside. But they also have like their own dock, like they're not right on the water there, and so they have a lot too with like a big dock. And some of our friends at the beach on the island where we are, we have like some people on the north end buy a lot on the south end as well, on the sound side or on the beach side. So they can access to building another dock and stuff. It was just, I'm pretty sure, I believe if I read correctly, that's what the Murdaughs did in Adesto as well.
I know. I love it too, Teresa. I think it's beautiful. Vanessa, no disrespect taken. We always love when you can correct us and educate us. So thank you. Thank you.
And then I appreciate it.
Buster
I
is
should know.
probably
I
glad
caught
to be
myself
finally.
the other day calling it like I was thinking of Beaufort, North Carolina, and I was going Beaufort. But in my head, I was like, I mean Beaufort. I was thinking Murdaugh, but talking about North Carolina. Beaufort and Beaufort. Buster's probably glad to be a DJ.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder.
She's going back in May. I love that. Thank you, Vanessa. So that's the and the cool thing is, oh, absolutely, be happy to. Huger is pronounced Hugie. Oh, look at all this. Look at this, y'all. Probably
He has lots of DJ name options. Oh my god.
How do we pronounce Murdaugh then? It's
Murdaugh.
Murdaugh, dock, as in your boat pulls up to a dock.
Yep. I said we
I
paddled
call
off.
him Murdick because that's just how I roll. But it's some people
We
call it
got off Watts
Murdaugh.
Island. We rode off Watts Island only to be dropped off on the Murdaugh.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, it's
literally.
Murdaugh. I was educated by Jen Liu, who said he is Scottish, and that is how they pronounce it. Hi, Candy Cane. Welcome
Candy
in. Thank
Cane.
you so much. You've been listening while you've been doing laundry? Oh, God bless you for getting something done today, girl. I appreciate that. They do keep saying Murdaugh in court, but it's actually pronounced, and if you hear him say it, it's Alec, not Alex.
Yep.
Alec Murdaugh, which is, I know I overdid that. Sorry.
But like when
guys.
I'm talking about it, like I was talking to my dad the other night and I was like, "Are you watching?" And he was like, "Watching what?" And I was like, "The Murdaugh trial." And he was like, I mean, we all, like, everyone, we say Murdaugh, but we know it's Murdoch. But I always do Murdaugh, don't I? When I'm talking to you.
I say
John.
Murdaugh too, just because I've been saying it since the beginning.
That's why I renamed him Murdick.
I know it's Murdoch, but I can't help but say Murdaugh. Plus,
I
it
know.
sounds like murder, so it just.
I know.
Well, might as well change his name. Like he just is, it's going to be like Porky Pig. He's going to be doing that whiny, wheezy, crying size a lot, I think, in the coming months. So I just am blown away. I do understand that it's like, I'm not thinking like as a member of the jury right now, and I'm thinking more just being flat out open and be like, I've been listening to this case for years, and or we all know the history in it, because it blows my mind sometimes when people are like, I don't get it. Like, I could see how I do think there is a risk of him potentially not being convicted. I'm hoping at worst it's a hung jury. And I think if it is a hung jury, they're going to try him again. But I get it. But at the same time, I'm just like, y'all, it's so obvious. Like, just like, how does it not add up? How does the financials, like, that's, I don't get it. But I just have to remember that I have to think objectively at the same time. And that's why people like, all y'all, Tia, and criminality says things that gets me. And I'm like, son of a nutcracker, she's right. Okay. All right, I got to prove my point another way. Like, make sure I cover every angle possible.
Well, and we had a conversation today where I don't even remember what we were talking about. But it was like, I wasn't trying to change your mind and you weren't trying to change mine, but I was just saying, like, this is where I'm coming from and this is how I see it. What were we talking about? What the hell were we talking about? Sound.
I don't know. It was
It had
either
something
when we
to do
were
with
arguing.
sound.
It was either when we were like, it was.
Oh, I know what it was. It was something to do with
not-
sound.
It was the car. It was because I said
Hearing the car.
and Tia's right. It's not irrelevant. Like, it doesn't play to the fact like of the case. But I was like, let me get this straight. This man is telling the cops, either the second interview or the third, whatever one it was, that he sat down, like when he was asleep, when he was napping after dinner, he thought he heard a car or maybe a cat, maybe he heard something outside, but nothing. But you're telling me you could hear something, kind of, granted, gravel drive, of course, maybe you'll hear it in the house, but like you said, a cat, you're gonna tell me you could hear a cat when you woke up, but a gunshots X number on your own property when it's dead quiet outside, you don't hear that, but you heard maybe a cat or a car. But no, I didn't hear anything. I wasn't even there.
Right, but then what
asleep at
was
the
my
house.
point? What was my point?
You're like, well, it doesn't matter because he said he wasn't there.
He wasn't there. He wouldn't have heard it anyway
I still,
because he never heard it.
But and he never. So as far as he knew, when he left, when he pulled out of that driveway that night to go to his mother's, as far as he knew, they were just alive. They were alive and kicking over there, just tending to the dogs and doing whatnot. He never heard anything else suspicious while he was at home before he left. He had no reason to be suspicious of anything other than the cat that he may have heard in the driveway.
The cat, yeah. It's the cat.
The cat.
I gotta hop down, y'all, but I'll be in chat.
Okay, cool.
All right.
We got to go to Jen Lou. I mean, yeah, to Jen Lou's. And
thanks for coming up, Kate.
yes, thank you, Kate.
We are just gonna add Kate to Kate does. It's deciphering Kate does crime now.
And Jen Lou
Facts.
and all you people in chat.
That's why I called it the Murdaugh Mafia. Murdaugh Mafia. It's the Murdaugh Mafia.
I said I've been
Criminal-
made. I was like, we've been Murdaugh made. I'm like a made man
It's-
now.
It's Kate does crime. It's criminality. It's Jen Lou. It's us. It's those of us that are deep into this Murdaugh bullshit. Gang.
Yeah.
It really is. Hold on. Christine G says, I predict the defense pulls out their own smoking gun. That's me too. Or it's a hung jury or mistrial. That's my prediction. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
Write it down. I'm sticking with you. I think hung jury.
Well,
I
they've
think
already
that
tried
they-
to call a mistrial on a Hart tried
several
to
times
call
over. But what I was going to say,
grounds for a mistrial on his co-counsel's statement.
well, what I was going to say is whoever said that defense only needs one person and the prosecution needs 12. I don't know. Everyone has said, I mean, every media outlet has said, every person on YouTube has said, I haven't heard that final nail in the coffin. I haven't heard that one piece of evidence that says, yep, he did it. There's always that little bit of reasonable doubt. And we don't know. I don't know how many times the damn jury's in there or not in there when arguments are happening. So Harpootlian is a showman. I agree. They have something.
There's something, and I do think
they're
they're
pushing.
pushing.
Thank you for putting that in there. Smash that. Put that DNA all over Decipher podcast. Love that.
That sounds weird.
Well, get your mind out of the gutter. It won't sound weird then.
I know what. It caught me a little off guard. Get it all.
Nope, it's getting real confusing. The experts are all over each other, rolling on the floor. It's too much. I agree. I think one of the things that we are going to do is, I mean, while we're still covering this case, and also, you know, we need to keep up with the daily shit, but really that's Jen Lou. I just can't believe some of the antics that are going on in court that we need to discuss. We need to go back to what we were starting to at the beginning and start going through the Mallory Beach case and present that case. Start from there.
Thank you, MK. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, MK. Alleles. Your alleles. Whatever it is that you're comfortable with. I think we need to present the Mallory Beach case because that's, by the way, I heard a creator say this last, I don't know, 48, 72 hours, and I laughed. The Mallory Beach case is not where it started. Stephen Smith is where it started. It started 100 years ago when these people took the frick over in 5 counties, and they had the solicitor was for 5 counties. That's where it started. That's where the murder started. Secondly, it didn't start with the Mallory Beach case. It started when Alec started misusing finances and stealing. That's when it started, to be fair. Things started breaking apart with Stephen Smith. Mallory Beach, that poor child, and the boat wreck case, that was just...
That was the catalyst. That was like the final blow.
That was the final straw. That was the straw that broke the camel's back for Alec. So I just wanted to clarify that it didn't start with the boat accident. It started a long time ago. It started with drug use, and it started with Alec stealing money and misappropriating funds. And then it moved to Stephen Smith. And then it moved to Mallory Beach.
Well, then you've got Gloria Satterfield. You've got Satterfield.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you. We don't want to forget
Satterfield in between there. And they were already legal act other than Stephen Smith, because that's something that has to be looked into more. But Satterfield in terms of the Satterfields and the Beaches and the Murdaughs, they were already involved in legal things. Like they already had their certain civil lawsuits, certain, Like this was an evolving thing. And since the Mallory Beach case,
That was
uh,
the one where he was so nervous about being found out financially. It that's where things started to unravel as far as his nerves.
quickly.
But remember, he was still terribly ballsy and continued to steal and continued to misappropriate funds. And all this stuff. He wasn't trying, and let me also clear this up because this pissed me off. When he said, and I am going to send you guys over to Jen Lu, and I'm sorry, Jen Lu, if we're taking up a little bit of time, but he wanted to clear Paul's name. No, he didn't want to clear Paul's name. He wanted to clear the Murdaugh name. It wasn't Paul precisely that he was trying to clear. It was the Murdaugh name. Why? Because too much light on the Murdaughs means there's too much light on him and his illegal, check writing, drug doing ass. Hi, Rescue Mom. Welcome in. Thank you.
The boat accident unfortunately created it was a very huge liability for Alec himself. Like just like the second it happens now. So I'm trying to think like he's thinking in his mind. He's like, okay, first of all, we're going to be fine. If we have to, like, I'll get him to sue me, just like he did with Satterfield. It's like, you're going to sue me. And I've got my, like, you're going to go, we're going to do the insurance. You're going to sue me. And then he got their money. So he was kind of like always thinking like that. And when the boat accident happened, there was a lot that he did not and could not come out. He is his own worst enemy and his own liability in my opinion. But
agreed.
But the boat case, unfortunately, this is something that has played out since 2019. Like this isn't
new. It wasn't the thing that broke open where
and it
we
wasn't
are now.
going away, and it was not going away.
No. And for the record, he was already sued.
Yes.
He wasn't going to be sued. Tinsley was suing everybody in their mother's underwear. It was already done. So it was just, it's funny when you hear things. It's funny when you hear things, you're like, oh, that was a cat. It really wasn't. There was so many things before that. That was just the last big thing that happened. To be honest, the last big thing that happened was Jeannie walking up the stairs.
Yep.
And saying, yo, mother trucker, what's going on? That's
nothing,
the last big
nothing
thing
my
that
dad's
happened.
calling. Oh gosh, I'm getting a phone call. It's my dad. I gotta go to Savannah.
Right.
4 o'clock.
Can you talk right now? Yeah.
Hey, can you send me those checks? What the fuck? Like I thought you had it. Okay, whatever.
MK, thank you so much for everything tonight. You are definitely our hero. We appreciate you.
Yes, thank you all so much.
CB Cal, Delina, everybody that came in tonight, we appreciate you so much. Anybody that requested information from us, I know Teresa did.
Yes, I
know Delana did as well. If you guys actually, let me see. If you guys want information, oops, let me spell it correctly. I'm going to see if this drops our Facebook. I'm not sure that it will. You can join our Facebook group. But if we didn't provide something, please feel free to message us and ask us for whatever you need. Thank you for the new members coming in. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for gifting. Everybody head over to Miss Jen Lu at the Ward Case Studies, and she is going to let us
donate with the check. Yeah, I'm going to check mine at Palmetto. I'm going to cash mine at Palmetto, so don't worry about it. It'll be fine.
You can make it from Forge, just don't write it to Forge.
Yeah, and I'll run over to Palmetto Bank. And
it's Decipher Consulting LLC, not just Decipher. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God. I literally was like, what are you saying? Oh my God. What we have that?
It's Forge Consulting LLC, not just Forge.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Go ahead over to Miss Jen Lu. Here you can click the link right here. We have it for you. and let her instruct us, entertain us, and have a wonderful evening. Go to your favorite YouTube person, like their videos, leave a comment, something nice on their videos. Thank you so much for everything, and I hope you guys have a great night. Take care.
Thank y'all.